Misty Marris still sitting with me here. Just such an emotional, grief-filled, dramatic day of testimony from everyone, but Bryan Kohberger ultimately declining to make any statement whatsoever, saying, I respectfully decline.
Yeah, and this is what we thought would happen, because there truly is no incentive for him to speak before the court. I noticed that when he did say, I respectfully decline, there was a little interaction. He looked at his defense attorney. It's likely that the advice was to stay silent because there would be no benefit, but he did not speak. We thought that would happen. The judge's words, though, were so powerful. And I think just speaking about the hope and resilience that was shown by the families through all of this tragedy, pointing out how courageous it was for them to come forward with each and every victim impact statement. And then pointing out, and Laura, I thought this was interesting. We looked at each other during this part of the sentencing. The remorse and the regret, the fact that there was none, the judge flagged that. And prosecutors, when they laid it out, they pointed out that Kohberger was trying to identify 4 alternative perpetrators as early as June 18th.
As early as last month.
Absolutely. So while they, the defendant has the right to put on their case and to seek any defense that is available to them, the point was made. This case has gone on for a long time. This is not acceptance of responsibility. This is saving your own neck.
Right.
And
all of the
no
resources,
remorse, no regret.
all of the resources, all of the effort that was poured into this, all of the dozens and dozens of failed motions that his lawyers tried to file. Of course, he's entitled to a defense up until the point that he's proven guilty by his peers or plead guilty in this case. Of course, he's entitled to zealous advocacy, but there is something sort of poignant about suggesting there's an alternative perpetrator when his DNA was found at the crime scene, and of course, just a short time after, then confessing to the murder of those 4 students. I was also struck, Missy, I don't know about you, about the judge's words describing that we want to know the motive. We want to understand what happened, and we're never going to be able to understand because it's so unthinkable. What he did is just so beyond what the human mind can comprehend that we need to give those 15 minutes of fame now closure. We need to put it aside. He basically, the judge all but telling everybody, the time is now done with Bryan Kohberger. It's time to put this chapter away.
And what's interesting about that is that idea of the notoriety. We heard this as a common theme, and the judge recognizes it too, that this is 15 minutes of fame that is over for him, that now he's going into prison and he's not coming out for the rest of his life. And to your point, yes, of course you want to know the motive, but something I thought interesting the judge pointed out, who's to say if he said the why that we could trust it? It's been nothing but lack of credibility throughout the entirety of the process, given the timeline here. Again, we're talking about a long time that this case has been pending. Now he's pled guilty. He said it's knowing and voluntary. He has said that he committed these crimes. Why would we believe him? And the judge pointing out that anything he said would likely be self-serving for him, not to bring peace to these families.
Yeah, I also want to bring in here Gotti Short, who's